What's going on, everyone? This is Ivan and welcome back to the Ivan Rides YouTube channel. Today is a very special day because I finally get to introduce you, my YouTube fam, to my new e-bike. Today's route is going to be a little crazy because we haven't done this one in a while because one, it's extremely dangerous to do on a stand-up scooter, and then two, extremely difficult to navigate with a heavier PEV. So whether you're interested in seeing the sights and sounds of New York, or you want to tag along for the first ride of my new e-bike, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. It's good to have you on board today. So as you guys saw on that B-roll footage of the new bike, the bike that we got is the Ultra Urban 750 by Zooz Bikes. I'm going to take a quick pause here because this is where our route is going to take us up there. So we're going to be taking that bridge to that island called Randalls Island. Before we start focusing on the ride itself here, I want to thank a few people for helping me make this e-bike come true. First and foremost, thank you to Johnny Prime for helping me secure one of the Gen 3 Ultra Urban 750s. It's freaking awesome that I can finally have my Zooz, so thank you. I appreciate you. And if you guys don't know who Johnny Prime is, please check out his YouTube page here. He does a lot of content around e-bike rides and my other passion, which is food. So if you're interested in seeing some of that, please go to his channel, check out his videos, and also be sure to subscribe. The second folks that I'd like to thank would be the guys at Arcane Moto and Arcane Bikes. Thank you to Carlos and Diego for helping me acquire the tires that are on this bike and for showing me how to install them. I definitely would not have been able to install that myself, so thank you guys for the help. If you don't know who they are, Arcane Moto is a powder coating business based out of Brooklyn. So if you need your PEVs, bikes, or any of your vehicles powder coated, please check them out as well. And the last folks that we gotta thank for making this happen is our homies at the 718 Cruisers. The 718 Cruisers is a group of e-bike and PEV enthusiasts that I've been riding with quite a bit these last, I would say, couple of months, and it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know these guys, and thank you for being a bunch of jerks enabling each and every one of us to make crazy decisions on picking up newer and newer e-bikes and PEVs. With all the thank yous and the introductions out the way, let's focus on this ride. We are going to be taking the Triborough Bridge into Randalls Island, and then eventually we're going to make our way into Upper Manhattan. We haven't taken this route in a while because it's extremely difficult, again, to navigate with heavier PEVs because of the staircases, the ramps, and things like that. And we gotta somehow get our bike onto here up without scraping everything. And then now a little bit of tire action, and look at that. Easy breezy. Okay, now I gotta lift up the back end so we don't scratch the railing. And then here, oh look, they added tracks. Even with the Zooz, this is still quite a bit of a trek Oh my god. Careful with the chain guard. And here we are. Now I remember why I haven't done this in a while. But once we get to Randalls Island, it'll be nice and chill. But real quick introduction for those of you wondering what the Zooz 750 is. It is was the smallest motor slash battery within the Zooz lineup. It was also the torquiest version of the Zooz, despite having a 16 amp hour battery with a 48 volt system and a 600 watt motor. It was still the quickest off the line of the Zoozes at that time. So the 1100 was the next step up. That's the bike that we did a first impressions on with Johnny Prime. We borrowed his Zooz Ultra Urban 1100, and then the Ultra Flex was Zooz's response to having a dual suspension bike. Okay, we'll continue that conversation after we clear this next staircase here, which is yeah, I remember why I haven't done this now. Okay, get the tire on there, a little bit of throttle, and easy. Lift up the front. Oh man, this is much easier than the last time I did this with the Bernie. The Bernie, I almost died doing this. Oh, okay. Maybe I should catch my breath there for a second. All right, so back to the Ultra Urban 750 here. While the whole community is kind of chasing this like arms race of who's gonna get to 100 miles an hour faster, I find myself going backwards and just enjoying these bikes that are kind of like cruisers, bikes that you don't really have to worry about. Ever since I got this bike, there's actually been absolutely no issues with my neighbors and things like that. So they just like, oh my god, is that a BMX? I've always wanted one of those. So it's been really nice. Okay, this is the part where I said it's really dangerous on a stand-up scooter, and this is the reason. You see over there, the fence kind of stops, and if you're in a stand-up scooter, the only thing that you have over there is the river. So yeah, and it's not, I would say it is terrifying, absolutely terrifying, even sitting down. Like, I almost don't want to look right, but I do want to show you guys the view. And over here on the left, this is the bridge that takes you to, as they would say, the tri-boroughs, to the 3 boroughs. It brings you to Manhattan, Queens, and the Bronx. It still makes my heart kind of stop a little bit here because, man, that's a long way down. There's a lot of these blind corners too. And once we get to this side, it doesn't exactly get easier. So there's another set of stairs before we go down another set of stairs. So, and as you can see, it's extremely narrow. Me and this guy are gonna have to kind of like take turns here because my bars are also extremely wide. Oof. Everyone's like sweating trying to get up. I wanted a bike that was a little bit more incognito and a little bit more, I would say, bike looking compared to the Super 73. I really love my Super, and you guys know how much I love my Super, but I also wanted something that was a little bit more incognito and was going to take a little bit less heat from my neighbors. And so far, This has been neighbor approved and Triborough Bridge approved. Nice. Randalls Island, y'all. Ooh, that torque is so nice. It's so zippy. It's so like zoop. I can't believe that it's already been a year since I first tried the Zooz at the Electric Wednesday. When I got on the Zooz and I got to try Johnny Prime's bike, I was like, man, this thing is so much fun. And by the way, this path is called the Hell's Gate Bike Path, or Hellgate Bike Path. But yeah, I can't believe it's been a year. And when I tried Johnny Prime's bike, I fell in love with the Zooz, and I got to try his Ultra Flex. And thanks to the guys at like I was saying, the cruisers, 718 cruisers, I got to try everyone's bike, from the 750 to the new Ultra Urban to the new Ultra Flexes to the 1100s, battery modified, non-battery modified. So I've gotten a chance to really try a lot of the bikes that are within the Zooz lineup, and honestly, it's been like really, really awesome to be able to have that kind of access to the bikes. Man, look at this. I gotta come here more often, y'all. Like, this is freaking incredible. Like, this is so nice. You know, I say this a lot. Look at that view of Manhattan too. Like, I say this a lot. You know, there's sometimes I forget the type of scenery and access to kind of like different riding conditions that we have here in New York, and I forget that trails like these exist, and this is freaking awesome, you know, like freaking awesome. Yeah, that zip is so nice. So nice. And the interesting thing about this bike is that the top speed is like around 25 miles an hour, so that is plenty, in my opinion, for navigating New York City's craziness. And hopefully a bike detours that way. Okay, up. Garbage trucks are here. We'll go into the grass so that we don't bother the garbage guys. You know, I'm just following the detour sign here, so hopefully it sends us into Manhattan. Look at that. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Look at that. 26 miles an hour. Okay, so we finally found the bridge into Manhattan here. So thank goodness, because ooh, that's pretty steep. Let's see how look at that. Easy, light work for the 750. I'm just gotta be careful because these are a couple of blind corners. All right. So tackling these really steep inclines like a champ. Get it, 750. Get it. And you got that 26 in your back pocket. Ooh, man. It's a great bike. You know, again, a lot more comfortable than one would think. All the guys were checking out the seat on the bike when I brought it to the ride the other day, kind of like our little cruise ride around Queens to look for food in a brewery. And that day, everyone was saying that the new Gen 3 750s have an amazing seat compared to the previous generation. And I will say, in combination with these new tires and the seat, it's very comfortable. for a no suspension. Of course, I mean, it's going to be nowhere near as comfortable as my Super 73, but I mean, that's a given, you know. That thing is like riding on a cloud the moment I finish tuning that suspension and adding the Tapia seats and adding that new tire. So you can't really compete with that. But for a no front suspension, no rear suspension bike, this thing is very comfortable. Total mileage that I've done on the Zooz on a single charge is 40 miles. The battery is rated between I believe it's like 25 to 35 miles, but I'm pleasantly surprised with the way I ride that I've been able to get close to a little over 40 miles. But of course, you know, I don't really pin it as much as the Super, just because the stiffer suspension or the lack of suspension makes the hitting potholes much more painful. So yeah, I just go a little bit slower, and I tend to avoid some of these things that I would normally just kind of fly over on the Super. But yeah, all in all, ton of fun. I'm so happy. We've already put 53 miles on the bike. It just goes to show how much I've been using it. Yeah, that acceleration is so nice. What is this guy doing? This guy is just like in his own world. Let's get around them here and chilling. Okay, there we go. See, chilling, yeah, absolutely chilling. Ooh, it's so nice to be in the shade. Tighten that up. Make sure nothing flies off, because we're gonna float with traffic now. Yeah. That's why I still have these side mirrors, because it really allows me to kind of keep track of what's going on. It's on my peripherals, because I will still be riding mostly with traffic, even with the 750. See? Telling y'all, 20 to 30 miles an hour is plenty for the city. Like, absolutely plenty. You know, it's okay to say that, you know, we want more power for the fun of it. We want more power because we're kind of like craving that power. But for urban riding like this, the torque on the 750 is plenty to keep up, and plenty to... Oops, I need a little bit more of a mirror there. Yeah, plenty to keep up and flow with traffic, especially like urban traffic here. We're still gonna get around all the cars. We're still gonna get around all the pedestrians and all the, I would say, standard bikes, but just gotta remember to be careful while you're doing it. Everybody is just like double parked. The sheer disrespect on these roads, man, are like, it's absolutely insane. Freaking insane. So in today's video, you got to see several different faces of New York, and I hope it was a lot of fun. But I don't know how much recording time we have left here, but if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, as it really helps the channel. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about Zooz or the bike or things like that in general. And if you really like my content, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you as part of the I've Been Rides family, and there is going to be an icon here on the bottom right of your screen with my logo on it. When you click on that, it'll automatically subscribe you to the channel. But be sure to turn on the bell notification so that I can notify you anytime a video comes out. Now that we have the Zooz, we will be adding it into the rotation. So we will have Super73, Zooz, e-skate, and e-scooter content. So I hope you are looking forward to that. Woo! That guy is zooming. Oh my god, there's so many trucks just double parked. What are these guys honking at, you know, like... Everyone's honking and there's nowhere to go. Like, there's absolutely nowhere to go in this city and everyone's just honking, 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 honking. And that guy's real aggressive. He's really looking to die. But what we're gonna do is, as we get closer to this part of downtown, we're gonna start kind of making our way into the bike lane over there, because as we get closer to Midtown East here, it's gonna get a lot more congested. So probably within the next couple of blocks, we'll kind of make our way into the bike path. But as you can see, it's not necessarily easy to navigate because you have delivery trucks like that kind of parked in the bike path. Yeah, I kind of forgot to charge my cameras, so my bad, y'all. If it just randomly cuts out, apologies. And this is where we jump into the bike lane. People just jump in the bike path without looking. Yeah, it's been really rough. I'm behind on comments, I'm behind on content, I'm behind on work, and everything is just kind of like behind. So again, I'm sorry, but promise that one of these days I'll finally be caught up on YouTube, and I'll finally be caught up on work, and we'll finally have charged batteries. But yeah,